Hey, it's Rob. Sorry I haven't put out a video in a little while, but it's been crazy. My life's been hectic all of a sudden. All of a sudden, have all these commitments I have to take care of before I have time, to do any videos or any, investigating or whatever. And so I have to squeeze this one out in the little time that I have. But I wanted to say that I was surprised that the last video, uh, didn't seem to be as well received as I thought it would be because those Birkeland currents lining up like the way they do should should be a big deal. But that's okay because I decided, well, then I'll just step up my game here. If that doesn't get people's attention, well, then maybe I can find something that will. And we're looking at right here is this giant trench here right above Africa. And you know that my theory is based upon reoccurring patterns, and the reoccurring patterns are from the creation of the planet. And in my theory, something that leaves a mark this deep and noticeable on our planet is going to have a reoccurring pattern. And you could tell if you just look at it, you can see how it just goes deeper and deeper. And it's right here next to Israel. And this is, north of Africa. So, according to plate tectonics, there should not be anything that resembles anything like this anywhere else. It's usually, plate tectonics is based upon randomness and it's not based upon reoccurring patterns because everything's just kind of randomly moving wherever they want, according to continental drift, and whatever happens. So, and it takes billions of years, so you shouldn't be able to line up stuff anyways that are great distances from each other on this planet. That's the simple truth, right? And that should be observable, but it's not actually. What is observable discredits it, because if you look right here, you'll see that I have Antarctica, which is south of Africa, and what I've claimed is the core of the planet. An image of the core of the planet is, well, those Birkeland currents, which will fit into here, and this is basically like the outer bubble of it. I would say it's probably the plasma sheath of the spinning. And let me show you something here. Okay. It's kind of obvious that this is going to fit right here, right? But what's even better about this fitting right here is how well it fits. Because you'll see that there's Italy right here, and you'll see that Italy is a phenomenon, right? Ever since they've had maps, people have noted the shape of Italy is shaped like a boot. Okay, so it's kind of like a significant feature on our planet. But what's even more significant is that it has a duplicate of itself. Okay, this right here should be alarming, but you see how that fits right there, the mountains, and you can see that this point hexagon right here, the edge of a hexagon. You see how well that lines up with everything, and then you got the whole boot and everything right here. This is where Italy got its mountains. This is the very original spot, because there's other places that will line up with Italy, and because there's reoccurring patterns. This is the creation of the planet, but this is the absolute place where it did get its mountains and its features, and you can tell that just simply by lining this up. And when I line this up, you can see that this bubble here lines up, fills in the crater. But what's even trippier is that, okay, as I move that in, you can tell that this square piece right here fits in here. and then it moves in, and you can see that the boot starts to fill in right there. Actually, you can tell that this is moving, but it still matches exact though. And then let me back this out so we can see better. Let's take a far away shot. Maybe if I change the contrast, it might help a little bit. See the boot. It's even got the little thing hanging off here. But if I back out, you'll see that, let's see here, as I bring this in. By the way, this right here, the mid-Atlantic ridge is running this way. This is the very bottom of it where it splits off. Right here, this is the mid-Atlantic ridge, the southern part. This is the mid-Atlantic ridge, the northern part. So when I bring this in and line it up, you'll see that it fits in other areas now, and so it's kind of complicated, but let me show you here. As I bring this in, yeah, see how it follows these marks here? This might actually be the piece that's missing right here, because the mid-Atlantic ridge looks like it stops right around this area. So now what I'll do is I'll investigate this over here, and sure enough, I can't believe it, but it does line up, looks like. It's something I'll have to check into though. I haven't really looked at this yet, but there is a section that seems to be missing, and I'm wondering if this is it. But anyways, let me get back to this part. As this part lines up with here, see that? This and this. As I bring it down, you'll notice that it also lines up with the Red Sea. Yeah, you can see how it lines up with the Red Sea, and then it hooks right out, just like that does. This to me is the core of the planet, and it's bored a tunnel. This is the reoccurring pattern that I see from this, the one that they're not telling us about. I'm almost positive that there has to be a tunnel somewhere in Antarctica, because that's what the surface features of our planet show. But that's besides the point. What's really important here is that this right here absolutely destroys plate tectonics 100%. There's just no getting around this. You know what I mean? Like, look at that. The exactness of this is unreal. I mean, and you know I can take this down to the watch. I'll tell you what. I'll take a close-up shot of this, and I'll do a real good, comparison right now. See here. Here's a close-up. And you can tell what's going on. You can tell this is sweeping through. You can tell this is see that right there? How it matches the surface features. And you can tell this is rotating and moving through at the same time. See, watch. Let's see here. See how it lines up from here. See to there, look. And I believe this is spinning, so I have to make a reverse copy of it. Okay, so here's the reverse copy of it. This is the reverse of this. And you can see that it lines up too. Where was it? I just saw it. But oh yeah. You see how it fits as I move it? Because this is rotating like I claim. And then here's the reverse of that one. You could tell that this is how Italy's made. I mean, there's no way that these mountains would line up that good, especially if this moved at the rate of a fingernail's growth. So you could tell that their whole concept of the planet is completely wrong. And this is my evidence. It's the surface features. You can't get better evidence than that. And there can be no plates if this is rotating, because where would the plate be if this is spinning around? Not only that, if this made the surface features, it would have had to made the plate too. And it didn't make a plate. There may be there's a layer down there, but it's not a boundary like a plate, and the continents are not fixed to it. The continents are the original core of the planet while it was being the first part of the planet being created happens to be the surface now, because this planet's increasing in size from inside out. So it's pushing the oldest layers will be the outside. The newest part of the planet would be near the core. And this is what I got. I'll do more on this, but of course I have to go take care of some stuff first. So this is what I could get out in this short amount of time. Thanks for watching.